Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? Let me pull down the little thumbs up, the big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that big thumbs up if you haven't yet. Um, I hope that everybody is having a good evening. I know this is our second live in one day. Somebody, hit the, I don't know, hit a horn or ring a bell or something because it's like a rare occasion anymore. Of course, tonight is our Wednesday evening live with Lokamai. Hi, Lokamai. How are you doing?
Aloha. Hello, hello. How are you, my dear? I'm like, woohoo, two in a row, girl. You got it.
Right. Every time you hit the like button, an angel somewhere gets their wings, you guys, just so you know. Just kidding. How's everything
Oh
been?
gosh.
It's been a couple weeks.
Has been. In fact, yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm like, wait, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday. Okay, yeah, here we go. I'm happy. I miss hanging out. I miss it when we miss a couple weeks in a row, but I know life has been crazy for both of us. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Absolutely. I have
yeah.
a We have a ton of important cases to discuss today, you guys. There's obviously the two in the title, but we also have a few others that we're going to touch base on as well. Before we do that, though, I do want to say hello to True Crime for You. Kimberly Myers, Lioness. Hello. Hi, Ocean Tide. I hope everybody coming in, that you guys had a wonderful day. Um, and the other thing that I want to do before we get too far into this, because otherwise I'm going to forget, is to talk about Libby Creations. You guys, for those of you who have been in the chat before, you know that Libby is one of our Sleuth Mom family members. She is trying to start up, her own little Shopify business situation going on here, and she has different items. She has sent me Sleuth Mom mugs before. We showed pictures of those. The t-shirts and things. She also has, you know, different t-shirts, mugs, car coasters, earrings, all of the different things. And I know that if there is something that you're not seeing, for example, you want a different type of t-shirt made, I know that people from our sleuth family have also done that. It's also where you're going to find any of the sleuth mom merch that you're going to be looking for. And so please, consider checking out her Shopify. So with
It's
that
Christmas
being
time coming up, and I'm already seeing a couple things there.
yeah, absolutely. She has a lot of really awesome designs and items
Yeah.
on here, and the
Uh-huh.
tumblers are great quality. She had made me
Oh,
a true crime sleuth mom one, and it's held up extremely well. So something to
nice.
certainly check out.
Oh, yes. Shoot. Do not just- Shopping in progress. And
Right.
oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, no, it's time. I was over the weekend looking at stuff, and we are getting into the holiday season. It's coming quicker than we even realize. Next thing you know, it's like, okay, you only have what 10 days left to shop before Christmas at the rate we're going. So,
Yeah, my son has already started to count down the days until his birthday, and I'm like, you can't do
uh-oh.
that because we got
Uh-oh.
two birthdays before yours, so
Oh no.
let's not get started. But
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Yep.
exactly,
It's one thing after another. So who we got? Hey, hey, hey. Lioness hit the big old thumbs up. Yes. And
absolutely.
hey guys in chat.
And so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. This is the first case that we're going to kind of dive into. Lokomai, if you want to tell us a little bit about this case.
So this is Madison Rich. For those of you who are over on my channel, we covered her on Monday. So please feel free to go over there for a little bit more in-depth stuff. However, she disappeared out of the Lakewood, Cleveland, Ohio area. And what's concerning in this case is that not only her family feels, yes, there could have been some mental health, normal teenage mental health kind of concerns. Okay, she's 17, getting ready to, okay, move on out of the house, get to college, things like that. But she's got some serious health issues at the same time. Low blood pressure, low heart rate that she was literally just in the hospital for in June. So what happened was on August 15th, sometime between about midnight and 4:30, she left her house to go stay at a friend's house. During the next couple days, there was communication. Okay, normal college, okay, high school, college student, social media type things. But as of the 18th, she left her friend's house and no one has heard from her since. I mean, there's been no connection on social media, no texting, not even, when you send someone a text message and it says opened or read, not even that. Um, to make matters even more concerning, yes, the photos Lioness, she does look, depending on if she has her glasses on and what she's doing with her hair, she can look totally different. But after leaving her friend's house, police were able to track her phone to a hotel. That's where I get extremely concerned. Okay, the fact that in coordination with the last time someone's been heard from, it's while they're at a hotel at that age. Cleveland also is not the greatest of areas for, and I'll be honest, trafficking. And so we need people to help get the word out for her. Her family is, but the photos, Lisbeth, actually, the most recent photos and all, from what I'm seeing, is they're all pretty much at the same time zone. The one at the bottom right looks a little younger to me. And but the big difference is the glasses, whether she has the glasses on or not, and if she's made up. That's the other issue. I'm noticing, Sleuth, I don't know if you notice this a lot of times, but especially with teenagers, once they put a filter over their photo, it comes
Mhm.
with a totally different person.
Oh, yeah, because 'cause they'll change your face shape, they'll change, how elongated it is or not. Obviously adding in the makeup, taking away any blemishes you might have, like, there's a lot of different purposes for the filters, and
With
it
those
does.
things.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's totally, and yes, Ocean Tide. You were there on Monday. Um, Big time distinction for her if you run into her. She has a number of tattoos. Okay, on both of her forearms, she has some flowers. But the one you're seeing there in the picture is actually on her upper left arm, and it's a spider web and a heart in there, and then you can see the spider dropping down from the spider web. So that is, yes, people can cover tattoos and all, but it's a lot harder to cover something like that. So at this point, they're still looking. Police, Cleveland Missing is working really hard with the family. There is a GoFundMe that I did just verify the family has, someone has created for the family, and the family is completely there behind it, because you guys know as well as I do. Okay, and I'm going to put it, thank you for pulling that up, by the way, my dear. And here is the link. And but family, when you're out there searching for your loved one, you're missing work. Okay, you're having to make posters, you're having to drive everywhere and the gas and stuff like that. So this is to truly help with that situation. So if anyone has, okay, even posters, I found this with Misha lately. The amount of money that printing posters, okay, ink, I've been doing it out of my own house, and it adds up over time. So if you guys can do anything, it'd be wonderful. And yeah, Elizabeth, the tattoo is the upper left arm for the spider web, the lower arms for just, and I haven't seen pictures of those tattoos. If I hear anything else, I will definitely share with you that information. Um, but I know the family is really concerned, especially with those healthcare issues. She has left home before, but she has never left home and not contacted people. She still does the social media thing, guys. She's still talking to friends, things like this. She's not, everything has cut off completely. Yeah, Maya, and that's the thing. Parent Parents who are out there beating the path, posting posters and all, they have to take off work to do that. And a lot of times you get a wonderful boss who can give you, can be like, okay, yeah, take some time off and things, but that doesn't always happen. And I'm not saying it is or is not in this case, but there's a
If you
lot of
take
bills.
time off, then it's unpaid. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
so there's a financial burden that comes with being a family member of a missing person. Now I'm glad that you were able to verify that this is in fact something that's going directly to the family. We are going to eventually talk about Mamta's case towards the end of this live. For those of you guys who came in to hear about that one, hold on to your britches. We'll get there. But it is something that, whenever a GoFundMe is verified and we know where it's going, they are clearly saying, hey, this is to help alleviate
Yeah,
some of the bills that we're incurring and things like that. So you know exactly where the money is going to and things like that. If you decide to donate, please do so out of the goodness of your heart and don't expect receipts, right? Because we're in a situation where do you want them to post their electric bill? Because that's
yes,
literally what they're telling you it's going to go for. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. Exactly. And always before you go and donate, verify. Okay, you know who, like, for example, Sleuth and I are never going to share anything like a GoFundMe unless we've tried to verify it ourselves. That's why I haven't shared it for the last 2 days. I wanted to hear from the family that, yes, this is a verified GoFundMe. And but like you said, Sleuth, okay, you know what? You're doing this out of the goodness of your heart. It's something to help someone else. You're not expecting receipts back or anything like that, saying, oh, yeah, no, I'm willing to donate for this, but not that. No, you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart to help someone else who is going through a nightmare none of us should ever go through.
right.
So, but
Yep,
so
absolutely.
that's Maddie.
Yeah, thank you so much for pulling that up for us. And guys, I did post the link to the live that Locomite did on her. Like she said, if you're looking for that in-depth, detailed information, here it is right there. She is she is talking to the family and in connection with them at this point. And so I look forward, Locomite, to any updates that you're able to provide in the future. And hopefully, I mean, my
Mhm.
prayer is always that they can be just found safe before we even have to give more detailed information. That's the goal with every single
Exactly.
one of these cases.
Exactly. Amen. Exactly. Hello,
Yeah.
BTM. Oh,
Okay. And so the next thing that I want to share with you guys is actually not well, it's a missing person, but it's not the same type of missing person that we typically cover. There is a situation where the police are currently actively looking for a man who is missing. And this man who is missing is allegedly being looked for because he is someone who has caused harm to children. He is the P word, and he is out on the loose. And so, Kathy Pierce, Missing Persons Advocacy Center, did did share this information with us and is asking everyone to share this out. I did share it on Facebook so far. I need to get it up on my YouTube community wall and Twitter and all the places still, but I do want to read this information to you guys. Let me scroll down and show you his face and his picture at this point
oh,
first, though. So this is him. This is Adam James Renk, aka Dean Renk, is also something that he goes by. He is the Oregon State Police and police in Alabama. So two different states, you guys, are currently looking for him in both states. Both states are looking for him because of sex crimes against children. He is believed to be traveling in a ambulance that was converted so that he's basically, van guy, living out of his van. And so anyone with whereabouts are asked to contact the police department. Let me pull up this full description though. Just want to show you guys the pictures of him. Now, obviously, he could shave his beard. He could do different things like that. Change his appearance. You see here, he has a mustache in this photo, kind of dressed up a little bit. He does have an ear piercing, eyebrow piercings. Again, clean shaven, bigger beard, different things to look at. This man,
totally
like I
looks different.
mhm,
Sorry, totally looks different.
here's him with a hat, with glasses, another different look. So this is the actual clipping from like the mugshot and things from August 13th of this year for sexual torture abuse. Like, guys, this is the worst types of crimes. Worst
Yeah.
types of crimes. And so it's very, very important that this man gets found because he has done this multiple times to different children. And unfortunately, as we see in some of these cases, there was a woman who was involved as well that was allowing him to have access to this child, and she also was charged. So
Uh, What
This
scares
is
me is the
another.
fact he's traveling. He had to have traveled from Alabama to there. Okay. And he has the ability to travel. So, yeah, they may be looking at Oregon and Alabama, but I'd be worried anywhere across the whole mainland, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. And so it's extremely important that this man is found as soon as possible. So let me read down the information that Kathy Pierce has compiled for you from different news articles and things of that nature. So he is accused of sexually assaulting and torturing children under 12 years of age. He is wanted in both Oregon and Alabama by the Oregon State Police and Mobile Police. The U.S. Marshals Task Force for sex crimes against children are also looking for him. So he was last seen leaving Alabama on August the 7th. He has strong ties to Oregon and Wasco, I don't say that county, Oregon. Um, he is believed to be traveling in the converted Ford ambulance, which is now painted two-tone white over gray and has solar panels installed on the top and has an Oregon license plate of 353JWK. Listen, guys, this vehicle is going to stand out. So that's something to keep your mind on. If you see an ambulance van, please look closer at it because I feel like that's not something that is a typical conversion. Now he is a white male, 6'1". He weighs 157 pounds. So hopefully his height will also set him apart from other people. It says identifying marks to look for. The first thing, fingernails are usually gross. Um, that's sad whenever that is kind of like an identifier for you. Sorry, I just tried to make it bigger and I just lost it. Okay, so fingernails are typically gross. He does have a tattoo of a horse on his back. A quote on his chest, possibly Oregon license plate tattoo. He has a mountain scene on his left bicep and leaves on his left forearm. It does say that he has a pot belly. He usually has a bike and a kayak. He is a vegan and very proud of it. Giving vegans a bad name, beat him. No, I'm just kidding. He loves to stand out. He has a lot of ready cash. He was a house flipper and a mechanic, so he's knowledgeable in those fields. Um, he knows that he is wanted. He is aware that he is on the run at this point. And so they are saying to keep this information needs to go to rural areas, places that, maybe do not have the license plate trackers, things like that. He's going to be traveling on rural roads. He's been missing for over a month, you guys. He has been evading police
Wow.
for quite some time. Uh, let's see. So on June 21st is when police detectives responded to a sexual abuse disclosure made by a child. That child disclosed that he was the offender. On September 4th, he was indicted by Wasco County on 3 felony charges: first degree unlawful sexual penetration, first degree sodomy, and first degree sexual abuse of a minor under age of 12. That occurred back in June of 2020. This child took 4 years before they were brave enough to speak up, and we can't let this monster just run away. So he is wanted for a bench warrant since September the 5th. Now, his Alabama charges include child abuse, first degree, second degree, sexual abuse, and first and second degree torture involving an 11-year-old victim. Now, it's to be noted that both of these crimes occurred in different states. These are two different children that we are discussing right now. Two different children that have said that this had happened to him. This man is very dangerous to be out on the loose anywhere that children could possibly be. So he was arrested and charged on August the 7th for torture and abuse, and he was arrested again for sexual abuse of a child under 12. Why he was released or had to be arrested a
Yeah.
second time in that short period of time just shows you how freaking messed up our justice system is at this point, that this man even had the ability to escape and to be on the run right now after being arrested back in August. I can't even tell you how infuriated that makes me. That's something, though, that I will talk about more in one of my
Oh
political
yeah.
live
Yeah.
streams because it's
Uh-huh.
just, yeah,
No, no. And I'm just thinking that poor kid who finally put the guts together, okay, and the bravery, and finally able to say their own truth and stuff like that. And now to know this guy's out there.
yep,
Okay, the fear that they must be going. Yeah.
absolutely. And so it has gotten to the point where, with the 11-year-old, he did have a torture room that he took her to where he strapped her to the wall. This man's a complete and total monster, you guys. Very, very disturbing. He does have a YouTube page that CL just shared where he has been showing how to change change campers and things
Remodel.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, remodel campers. So this is him. If you guys want to hear his voice a little bit so that you can recognize him if you see him walking around. B Tim, if you're still here, I'm gonna send you the flyer because
Just
this is
need
one of those
shared.
things. You guys have a huge audience, even though it's drama and things like that, or discussing these different situations. This man needs seen because I feel like children everywhere could be in danger because of this foul creature being out there.
This is one of those things that needs to be on every single stream. In the next week, it needs to be. In fact, in the next couple days, it should be on. And
Agreed.
there's no reason why we can't be sharing this.
Agreed.
It's not going to make a lot of sense. It's going to be like one chapter of a book. And if you haven't read the chapter 3, 4, and 5, chapter 6 isn't going to make a lot of sense. So the only logical way that I can do this, I believe, is that if I tell you a little bit about the story that brought me here.
So that's just a little snippet so that you guys can hear his voice. Again, Seal did drop the link so that you guys um are able to take a look at that. But yes, 8.5K subs. Like he has been doing this YouTube thing,
Mhm.
right? And
Makes you
he has
wonder. He doesn't have memberships, but makes you wonder if he's monetized the channel and whether Google has the ability to help out anyway. I'm sure they've looked into it.
right. Looks like it's been about 3 years since his last upload,
Oh,
but
has it? Okay.
mhm.
Oh, yeah. I see it now.
But again, it just gives you like his mannerisms, and kind of a look at his appearance. I feel like that's the most important thing. And so, like I said, I got to get this information up on my community wall
Me
still,
too.
but I wanted to make sure that we shared this because it's extremely concerning to me. Especially we are right now at the time of year where children in his targeted age range will be standing at bus stops alone all across America. So,
Totally true.
yeah, people were oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Rock. That's what I was hoping too. I wasn't sure if maybe that vehicle might have been on his channel.
I did
Doesn't
not
look like
see,
it.
um,
Mm.
just by glimpsing, no, it looks like he has, like, an RV on that one. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. Hold on. Here
Yeah,
it
I'm gonna
is.
have to go
Here
through
it is.
it. Is it there?
Yep. So this looks like the back of it anyways. Let me see if the whole thing gets shown. No. But look, you can see, like, the ambulance lights, and
Lights, yeah.
there's the matching license plate. So, have to keep looking
Mhm.
through and
Yeah,
seeing.
through it and see what's there.
Mhm.
Because especially if
That
there happens to be a picture as it got closer to being done.
right. So that was 5 years ago that that video was posted that has, but this concerns me because look, here he is in a video with
The
children.
children, I just saw that one. Tweens taste test them. Oh my.
Mhm. So, but that was just a quick side note, to share that information out because extremely, extremely concerning, and the sponsor needs located before another child gets hurt. Again, very frustrated that he even has had the ability to escape police, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait. Look at the first one. It's right there. His first video.
Oh,
Most
really?
video when you
Wait,
open it.
can you share it? Because I already
Yeah, I'm
closed
pretty
the.
sure this is literally the moment you walk. It starts up. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yep. So
I mean,
this is what we're looking
literally.
at.
Yeah. There he's got the end. Yeah, the back. Yeah, there. Back of it. Nothing after that. Front. It's the
So that's
top.
what.
Solar.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that gives you guys an idea of what type of vehicle that you're looking for. Okay.
See
Yeah.
anything
Thank you so
else
much for
beside that?
grabbing that, because.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we see anything else, we'll let you know. But yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. His deceased wife? Question mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a deputy sheriff saved a woman on one of our rural highways who had been kidnapped. Oh, that's so horrible, Red
Oh
Rock.
gosh.
Yeah, it's happening all over the place.
It's
We had
happening.
local to me, actually, a woman who was in a vehicle. She had been trafficked to America, and with her 3-year-old and her infant child, and she was able to grab her infant child and jump out of the side of the van. The guy fleeing from police ended up crashing, and then he fled on foot. He was a 22-year-old illegal immigrant, and the baby, unfortunately, is in critical condition still from her jumping out of this
Something
van
to
while he
say.
was driving, trying to get out of there.
Oh
And
God.
whenever he fled on foot, the 3-year-old, of course, was still in the vehicle, hysterical.
Oh
It's
my
just a sad,
God. No,
it's
and
happening
it's
a
more
lot.
and more. Yeah, it's happening more and more. We've heard the stories recently of, okay, teenagers being found states away. Thank God they had their phone with them. And
Mhm.
that's why it's, oh gosh. Anyhow,
Yeah, I'm very concerned just because I know that, 11, 12, however, I
it's
would say
time.
probably like ages 8 and up are gonna be sitting at their bus stops
Yeah.
every morning waiting for,
Mhm.
and here he is gonna be targeting rural areas. Like, that just has me extremely concerned.
No, exactly, exactly. You're hitting that time of year, and I hate to say it, you also have the holidays popping up where you've got kids roaming around during Halloween, things like that. There's too many options right now out there. He needs to be found quick.
Yep. So the next case that we're going to discuss, you guys, is Jessica Barnes. Now, Jessica Barnes has been missing now for 48 days. I may be saying the wrong number. She has been missing since August 1st is the last time that she was verified to have been seen by anyone. Now, the situations surrounding this case are very suspicious. I'm extremely concerned about her well-being because of the things surrounding her case. Again, this is over on Kathy Pierce's missing persons advocacy site. You guys, if you are not following her, she does a phenomenal
Exactly.
job really putting the information together for these cases, and sharing them in a way that anybody can understand, but also in a concise way where if you need the details, here it is, bam, help look for this person. So
Okay.
she's missing from Pendleton, South Carolina. She is 20 years old. She was supposedly last seen wearing an orange t-shirt, blue jeans, flip-flops, a black backpack. Her phone has been shut off and she has had no communication with anyone since August 1st. Now, wait, sorry. Lloyd Lama, you haven't heard about this case. So this is one of those
No.
where she was just recently reported missing. And it just recently started to really pick up in social media land, and then also on the news sites and things like that. We're going to take a look at um, a couple different articles that have been put together for her and her story. I will tell you though, you guys, a lot of the information that we're going to be sharing on this case is something that I cannot verify. It is something that that a lot of this information is going to be hearsay. It's going to be from the comment sections in these posts and from, either the mom saying it, the husband saying it, different things like that. I am going to tell you though that my gut feeling is not good on this case. There are a lot of allegations in the background of this case of domestic violence, allegedly from her husband to herself. She had recently been pregnant. There is allegations that her husband had caused her to miscarry. Now, I obviously have no way to prove that. I don't have medical records or anything like that. But we are seeing more and more of these cases. I know, Lokomai, you've been covering that one from Hawaii.
Yep.
Um, yeah, we are seeing more and more of these cases where domestic violence is playing a big role. And then it's like these husbands, boyfriends, significant others, they just want to pretend that the person just disappeared because we've seen in the past that that can happen, right? We see grown
Exactly.
situations and people don't really look for adults and things like that, and they just pray that their loved
Adult, yep.
one is not going to be the person that people look for, and then they are, and next thing you know, you have murder charges or something along those lines. God forbid that
Adults are allowed to disappear, after
Mhm.
all. It's okay for an adult to disappear. Okay, unless you have someone who's going to fight for you. And that's where it comes down to. I mean, Misha has family fighting for her, and luckily the military is too. Looks like Jessica has family who is like, no, we're going to stand up for her. But yeah, this isn't giving me good feelings at all from and I've just started looking at it since you shared with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just pull up. I'll pull up one of the articles first, and then we'll take a look at the stuff under Kathy Pierce's post. And the reason I say that is the comment section in her post. It does contain a lot of, like I said, unverifiable content. However, I do think it plays a big role in this case. And so it would be a disservice not to share that information with you guys. So let me pull this up. We're looking at the same type of situation with Mamta, though.
Mhm.
Her husband had also just wanted to pretend that she just ran away and nothing happened.
Exactly. Exactly. No, we're starting to see more and more of those DV based. I mean, we just had a second one here in Hawaii within not just Misha, but another military family where mom died. So,
It seems like we go through periods of time where like we see a lot of them all at once, and I don't know what this I don't understand like how we can go like 2 or 3 years and we don't have hardly any cases that are at least well-known cases, right? Where or missing people where it turns out that they're deceased and it ends up being, a DV situation. Um,
right, right.
there's been a couple that we were like, "Is this a DV situation?" And then they turned out to be foul play from somebody else, connected to the loved ones,
No,
things like that. And then there's these time periods that we go through. Like I remember whenever Gabby Petito first happened, there were so many domestic violence cases around that same time period.
yes. Yes. And in a way, it's good because it helps bring attention to domestic violence in general. And maybe
Mhm.
that's why the awareness picks up at the same time. But you're right, it does seem to come and go.
Yeah,
And
it's like after Gabby Petito, there was like several cases right in a row that were high awareness, and then it's like after that we had this period of you know, obviously domestic violence was still happening, but it seemed like it was lower. And maybe it's just
yeah,
because I'm covering a few cases right now that it's sticking more out to me.
I think
But
that does happen. That definitely does happen. But it does seem like it's popping up more and more. Okay. And is it just attention, bringing it to the forefront, or is it really becoming more of an issue? Is something going on out in the public that's making it more of an issue? So,
yeah, for sure. So let me go ahead and listen to this ad that I'm sure is going to pop up in a 2 seconds whenever I press the button on this video, and then we'll see what they have to say over at WYFF4.
ooh, yes,
It's a very exciting channel name. Let me refresh.
you got it.
Let's go.
And I'm listening in, guys. Sorry, my mom just came in. My brother wants to bring dinner home, and they're asking what I want for dinner. So I'm here.
He's
Something
getting a
Mexican.
quesadilla.
Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what we're looking at as Mexican.
Something
And
Mexican.
it's like, yes, Mexican's the only thing that could pull me away from you guys. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what they have to say.
In Pendleton, police there say an investigation is underway to find a 20-year-old woman who has not been seen since August. The chief says Jessica Barnes was reported missing earlier this month by her mother, but she has not been seen since the 1st of August. Police have concerns about where she is and called it unusual that she has not posted on social media or been in contact with any family. So tomorrow, the community is holding a prayer vigil for Barnes. Details on that can be found on our website, wiff4.com.
Lioness is saying October through February causes depression for snowy areas.
That
Maybe.
could be. That does
We're
make
not quite to October though. And we've already we got Mamta, we've got this case potentially being DV related. We have oh goodness, say her name again.
Oh, Misha
Misha.
Johnson.
Thank you. Yes. Misha has been is another one that just right off the top of my head, just those three that's already too many.
Too many. Yeah, exactly.
So just very short video. That was yesterday whenever this very first started coming out. Here is from the visual. Yes, Madison Rich, another one. Just no communication and just off social media out of nowhere. Like, why? Hi, Cooter G. Somebody throw her a tardy slip.
Miss Cooter's
You are
running
late.
late.
Put her in the dunce corner. Put her in the dunce corner.
Cooter,
All right.
Cooter. When will we get it through you, girl?
So here we are, Pendleton, South Carolina. Cooter G. Wait, actually, before I go back into this case, Coot, you need to rewind and you need to watch the information about the pedo that is in the Alabama area and rural areas. So you need to check that information out just because I know you got grandkids and things like that, just to be aware and alert. Because we know that you are Cooter G from the north, aka the south. So just that information out there. And so it says the family of 20-year-old South Carolina woman has scheduled a prayer vigil this week. Jessica Barnes of Pendleton, South Carolina, has been missing since August the 1st, and her family was seeking support of the community. Questions persist about where the young woman has been for the past month and a half. A prayer vigil for Barnes has been scheduled for Thursday night at 7 p.m. So obviously that is tomorrow night. And so she was last seen wearing a orange t-shirt, dark jeans, flip-flops, and a black backpack. Her mother told media outlet that she requested a wellness check when her daughter stopped answering her calls and messages and messages sent to her husband, Brandon Barnes, were not returned. So whatever happened, we don't know, but this guy just started ghosting the family.
Wow.
Ocean Tide said, I think DV is everywhere, and until families, law enforcement put it out, no one knows about it. Yeah, that's true.
I think that's true.
I agree with that. Yeah. I feel like, I guess, so I think that what I'm saying is I know that domestic violence is everywhere, but I feel like we don't see as many cases that we go through periods of time where these monsters who do these domestic violence situations, they do not report them missing, I guess is what I'm saying, and try to pretend like they don't know where they are very often, and then out of nowhere we get a bunch of cases right in a row where it's these idiots really think that people are going to believe them, whenever they're like, I have no clue. In Jessica's case, her husband is alleging that she went to Romania to her friends and family that are reaching out to her to visit her father. And then he's telling other people, like the police, oh, well, she's in Michigan visiting people. And it's like, okay, I mean, not to say that you did something that you may not have done, sir, but who do you think you're fooling? Two different stories. It's an automatic red flag. So, but it says neighbors of the married couple who married in January of this year reportedly told um, Varvara that Barnes insisted that his wife had traveled to Romania to visit her father. He is lying nonstop whenever he is opening his mouth. She is extremely concerned for her daughter's well-being, and she is aware of the allegations of physical abuse against her daughter. No alleged insults involving her daughter were reported to police, and no charges have been filed in connection with the allegations. Now, listen, that does not mean that it did not happen. We see so many,
Yeah.
so many that never report abuse.
Mhm. Exactly. And everyone responds just because I think what also happens, sometimes people will report it and then somehow they get back into it and then they'll not report it later, okay, for various reasons. And people will think, oh, it's not happening because they're not reporting it again. But it's just they are not at the place where they feel comfortable reporting.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And so, let's see. So this is not related. Okay. So they do have the vigil though tomorrow night. So that is that article. I'm going to show you kids this one because this one leads us to the Facebook post. So, police seek tips in South Carolina woman missing since August. Again, same information, very little out there, telling us about the prayer vigil, all the things. But if you click on this, it also includes a post to the Town of Pendleton Municipal Complex in South Carolina. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go to this post. And it says, alert, the Pendleton Police Department is seeking leads on missing persons last seen in the Pendleton area. Please contact Chief Crosby at 864-646-9409. Or you can email. So these are two different pictures, the two different pictures that they have released. And as you see, the comment section has 772 comments and over 1,000 shares, 1.7 thousand shares. Sorry, this is not what I'm trying to do. It's going crazy.
Your computer has a mind of its own.
It's just my mouse is like doing all the things. So underneath this post, we have Make Barnes. Make Barnes is allegedly married with 45 friends. And it says, if anyone sees my wife, let me or the police know. Well, now it says, let me or the police know. I'm not going to judge you because I totally do the auto correct crap too, or just don't type every letter whenever I am on my phone. So it
You've
says,
seen mine?
let the police now. I have been so numb lately. I thought she would have said something or came back home. I trying to trust in God. I hate this whenever they throw it at God, whenever they
Exactly.
probably are part of it. But it's really hard when it's gotten this serious. We lost our son a couple months ago, and no, my wife goes missing. I really trying to trust God, pray she is safe. So somebody says, where is Jessica? He says, if I knew, she would be home right now. She left me while I was out, and I came home and found that she left. Friend was the last one who seen her. I already questioned her friend, and the cops did too. She's the one who filed her missing persons report, and the cops posted it. We just need to trust God and pray my wife is okay. We are all worried. Unfortunately, I have to work through this and take care of my daughter and my two people that I live with. I have to feed. It's so stressful. I get high just to go to sleep. Legal stuff. I'm turning off social media. Tired of having to give details. Yeah, God forbid you have to tell people where your
Oh
wife
my God.
really is.
Why even
Literally,
come to this thread if you don't want to deal with things, first of
yeah.
all?
Like
You're
you could have
trying
just
to get
not commented.
attention. Yeah. It's all attention grabbing to begin with. Okay. Hoping my guess is hoping number one that everyone, oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry you're going through all this and all that. That's not
I'm
what it
shocked he
does.
didn't start his own GoFundMe. I'm just gonna say that.
Yes.
Like I mean, I'm
Yes.
shocked because these are the type of people. I mean, his personality right now is reminding me so much of Narish, which is in the case that we're going to be talking about next with Mamta.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it's always these same type of people where it's like, oh, woe is me. I have so much on my plate. I can't do all
Exactly.
of the things. This is all my wife's fault. Blah blah blah. Elizabeth is
Wow.
saying, so her friend, the last one to see her, is her friend male or female? We don't know. We don't even know if there's really a friend. I'm just gonna say, take everything that you read with a grain of salt. Like I said at the beginning, this is a lot of hearsay.
Yeah, that's the only problem, especially once you get with Facebook, is you really honestly don't even know if I don't know. I haven't read much on this, but do we even know for sure that this is him? And I don't want to say anything like this, but we've seen how many times people make up and things and all just to stir up shit, even though the behavior actually kind of fits with what.
Right. Absolutely. And so to finish reading it, it says, I don't have none. I don't have much. There's none I can do. I gave up and decided to trust God that He will put us back together soon. But I have to work. I have to work. If anyone hears or sees her in any state or country, let me know and I'll be there in a heartbeat. Just keep praying. I'm doing the same. So then, of course,
Red.
people keep commenting to him, um, some of the comments, this one says, actually, her mom, who has very sporadically heard from her due to the controlling and abusive husband. Again, this is all alleged, right? All alleged. I have no proof of any of this. I'm just reading the Facebook comments. um, but it does not look like to be a good situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, little narcissistic. Just to
Yeah.
add.
Just a teeny tiny bit and everything. Yeah, no, this is totally. I can get what you're saying about the GoFundMe though, because you can almost see the little comments in there that are kind of alluding to financial possibilities, how he's having to
Yeah,
work so hard for all that. Yeah, you could totally get it.
absolutely.
Red flags galore.
Absolutely. And so it says, wait, controlling an abusive husband who, by the way, managed to eliminate out of her life all family and friends who could offer her any kind of support. Um, Her mom asked the police to do a wellness check on her because of her absence on social media and other factors that made her worry for her safety. She has asked for wellness checks on her before, by the way. The friend he is referring to in the comment as being the person filing the missing person report is the person he claims was the last person to see her, who provided details about what she wore the day she disappeared. There's a lot of details that don't make sense. Very strange case for sure. I hope the police and their team of investigators are able to figure out what happened to find her. Then they said, well, she's only 20 years old. I can't believe she's married. And she says they got married secretly. She did not get reported missing by a friend. Her mom asked the cops to do a wellness check on her when she wasn't at the house that she lived at with her husband. Um, and they said that she's been gone for a while, and that's when she got put on the missing persons list. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the backstory, right? So then underneath of Brandon is his name. His Facebook is obviously this Make Barnes, but you go to this and her mom commented on the post and said, I have a few questions to ask you since you claim to love Jessica, my daughter. Where and when did you last see her? Please be honest. And why did you bring another girl in your house when you already had two women there? Why did you marry Jessica when you had another girl expecting a baby? Why did you tell Jessica that girl was your sister? What? Oh my
Wow.
goodness. And at last, why did you not call me, her mom, to see if she was at my house or at the police to make a report that she was missing in a 24-hour period? What kind of husband are you if you don't do the things you should do? Please answer kindly in public since you posted pictures of kissing her after she's missing. I have more questions, but for now, please answer these questions. So that
Yeah.
was 2 days ago.
And still no answer, I
Right.
suspect.
And she says, 12 hours ago, why don't you answer?
Wow.
So the other
So that's
thing,
when he says 2 people living in his house. It was 2 other women that were living in his plus a child,
so
if I'm
2 other
understanding?
women plus a woman that he had pregnant that he claimed was his sister, but he had her pregnant.
Okay. Okay. Wow. And is
Right.
all this news to them now that's coming out, or was all this known? Well, we don't know. We
So
don't know.
so from what I'm understanding, um, he uh, so mom obviously not the biggest fan, but again, they're saying that he alienated her from her friends and her family, and that once he got her basically secluded, things like that. There is allegations. Let me pull up this other thing real quick. Gotta do it this way. There are allegations made, that he allegedly was responsible for her miscarriage, um, and that there was an abusive type situation going on behind the scenes. Now, do we have proof of that? No, we don't. There was also allegations from another woman who is claiming that, let me share this, claiming that he had also been physically and mentally abusive to her. So I'm just going to show the screenshots real quick.
So
You guys
that's
aren't
a
going to be able to
potential
read them because
history.
they're teeny, teeny, tiny. Yeah, potential history. But I'm just going to show them and then I'm just going to close it out and then read it to you. Okay. So that way I don't accidentally show anything
You know
else.
what's there. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. Thank you.
Um, and then so it says, okay, so we're doing this, Brandon. Why don't you tell the whole world what you're doing the same things to this girl like you did to me? Why don't you tell the whole world how your mother isn't dead like you're telling everyone and that you have other family around? Why don't you tell everybody what you did to me, Brandon? Why don't you tell your daughter? I bet you didn't. Tell nobody that you have 2 kids with me, huh? Question mark. They're not yours because we damn sure can do a DNA test, Brandon. Tell them you put your hands on me while I was pregnant with your son in the middle of Bangor, Maine, while we lived in our car because you cost me my house. You put your hands on your daughter, and also they say, don't because I have pictures to prove of that too. Don't sit there and say you never put your hands on me because I have all the pictures of what you did. Brandon, you're saying you're with God and everything. You're not with God. You're sitting here pretending like you did before when you kept me from my family and dragged me to Florida. Why why you're an abusive lying manipulator and kept me locked up in the house on the outside of my door. So it sounds like he was locking his ex-girlfriend in a room
Mhm.
so that she couldn't escape. This
Escape
is all
until
alleged,
he, yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. But
Right. So then she says, all of the stuff you've done to me, I'm going to cut out some of the swear words because there's a lot coming up. So all of the stuff you've done to me, I have PTSD now. You have all these people worried about her. You know dang well that what you did. You know dang well you did the same stuffs to me. Let me guess, you didn't tell everybody else that you have protection from abuse orders put on you too, huh? You didn't tell nobody that you're on probation from Maine. So why don't you stop with all of your BS and your lies and tell them how you disconnected me from my family by breaking my phone. Tell them how you went on my Facebook and blocked every family member and friends and that I have and made me disappear. I'm not afraid to speak anymore, Brandon. Where'd it go? But I will be going to the police with information I
good.
have on
That's what I
you.
was going to ask.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have forgotten. I'll even give the police all the lawyer's information. She has all of the pictures of bruises I had on me when we sent you to jail. Why don't you tell the world, Brandon, how you tried to kill our son while I was pregnant with him? Because you said I was eating too much while we were homeless. But guess what, Brandon? My son, who you tried to kill, is alive and well, and he's happy and healthy. You are no man. You are just a little punk kid that you were when I was with you. Why don't you just go ahead and tell the truth? I'm tired of seeing this poor girl's missing. She needs to be able to go home, Brandon. You need to go to jail again. So again, that was from an alleged ex-girlfriend, but exactly Ocean Tide, controlling, manipulating. It's
Very,
all gross.
very.
All gross.
I'm trying to look at other articles and I'll see what the police are coming up with so far. Because it sounds like he should have, okay, a criminal record that they could look at. I'm sure they've started investigations. But if
Yeah.
this is just starting right now, have they been able to get all of the electronics and stuff like that that they need to get?
For sure. And it's really hard to so we watched the same thing happen in other cases recently where it's really hard on the police's end to file for the warrants that they really need because again, adults are allowed to leave. And so you have to have
Yeah.
some type of evidence that a crime happened
Right.
before you're able to do that.
Yep, exactly.
So another thing that was posted underneath of the Kathy Pierce Foundation was this other screenshot that I have. And it says it needs to be noted that it has been pointed out by several of her friends that her husband's abuse towards her was the cause of the loss of her baby. It's an important detail in this case and it needs to not be ignored. This man is already guilty of killing her baby. Knowing he hurt her to the point of causing her to lose the baby and seeing him turn around and post pictures of the ultrasound for that same baby that died
Oh,
because of him next to a picture of him kissing her on this page tells you everything that you need to know about this case. So at the end of the day, I did reach out to her mom because I'm hoping for more um, things that we can put out about her because we have a
right.
ton of stuff about him. What I don't know is her personality. I don't know her habits. I don't know her interests. I don't know what types of things that she would be doing if she would have left on her own of accord, which likely is not the case. But in the event that it is, it's important information to have at our disposal. And so I'm really truly hoping that we can get some more information like that um, about her.
Well, it's always good to know a little bit more about because I remember even when Misha turned up missing at first, there were people who were thinking, well, could she have run away from him and be sitting in a DV shelter right now under confidentiality stuff? Okay, there was a lot of discussion going on about those type of things. And it helps to know what type of person they are. Are they the type of person that would have seen not I honestly think yes, and I did actually look into it. Can a DV shelter tell people, oh, yeah, we've got so and so in our shelter? No, they can't. Okay, now the police can go and get, okay, legal paperwork saying they have to and all, but that was something new for me when I started researching that. But just knowing her, who is she? Okay, when did it become an issue that she was missing? Because to me, taking this long before reporting her missing, there's something off on that just alone. Okay, the moment you have someone missing for this long of a time period, and then you get the red flags we're getting from him, it's not a good feeling at all.
Right. Right, absolutely. So this article, thank you so much, Lokamai, for pulling this up. This one is a more recent article, just shared within the last couple of hours. And let me play the video and see if it's anything different
Yeah.
or if it's
They
just the
addressed a little bit
world
about,
like
yeah. Well,
it's just the 35 seconds
yeah.
I wanted to
And
see.
yeah, it's pretty. The biggie is that they kind of address some of the stuff about getting electronic. Yeah, you're right there at the right
Mhm.
place there.
So it says Crosby. So let me see who Crosby is. Crosby. Does it say who Crosby is?
Police station. Yeah,
Okay,
chief.
Chief Crosby. Okay. I'm like,
You
Crosby said, and I'm like, wait
don't
a second. To me, Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins? Like, is he? No, I'm just kidding.
say
Hockey player? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so according to Crosby, Barnes is married. Crosby said investigators have interviewed her husband and several other people who know her. They said that there will be more interviews and follow-ups to the as the investigation continues. Crosby said South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and Anderson County Sheriff's office and other agencies are involved in the search. They are working on tracing Barnes' electronic devices, which in some cases involves getting search warrants. He is aware of the social media rumor about Barnes going to Romania, but he said he has been in contact with Homeland Security, and that is not true. See, that's another red flag. So why would you say
Yeah,
that?
right
Like, it's
there.
something so easily verifiable.
Yeah, exactly. He's telling on himself without telling on himself.
Mhm. So she has been listed as missing at this time and has not yet been upgraded to missing and endangered. So just missing at this point. But again, the prayer vigil's tomorrow, so something we're definitely going to keep following up on, and I hope that we are able to get answers to more information. Yeah, delay in reporting for sure. Allegedly caused her to lose the baby on July 31st. Oh, geez. Feels horrible. Would feels horrible. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know. She's been missing since she lost her child. July. Yeah,
Wow.
August 1st is the last time she was seen.
Huh. That adds to it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, she's not in Romania. She did not leave the country, at least not with a passport of any sort. So, I don't know. It's not a good situation. Not a
Yeah.
good situation
No,
at
no,
all.
no. Yeah, especially if it's coordinated with that time frame. That's was she getting ready to say something, report something? And yeah, a lot of potentials there, possibilities. All allegedly.
Yeah, that's very troubling.
Yeah.
Like, good catch on the date there, Seal, because that my brain did not connect those dots together. So thank you so
That's
much.
big. That's big.
I mean, he could have even like, this is just gonna go completely off the rails as far as speculation land goes, but could he have, like, been angry with her after her miscarriage even, you
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, exactly, exactly. And it worries me they haven't upgraded her to missing and endangered, though, because that almost gives me the feeling that they aren't expecting anything good to come out of it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if you understand where I'm going. So,
yeah, I do, unfortunately. So, oh, man. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump over to Mamta's case. Give me just 1 second to switch my I've been doing so good keeping my tabs organized tonight, you guys. I am so proud of myself. I haven't gotten lost once yet.
oh my
Oh,
gosh, oh my
man.
gosh. I know it's crazy when you've got a ton of different. Oh my gosh, I get so lost on it, and I try to get it all set up by okay, windows. I only have one set of windows going, and they're in order even. No. I even go so far as to send myself on Messenger all of the screens that I need to have open just in case my computer crashes. So, yeah.
You see, you're smart. I don't do that. I just panic after I come back and I'm like, I don't got nothing open, which is gonna do nothing now.
That's
So,
usually probably what I would do when it does crash. I'll probably sit here and freak out and forget that I actually sent them to me to begin with. So, yeah.
mhm, for sure. Red Rock, this is a good thought too, because maybe she was planning to press charges. You know, maybe.
Yeah, that's
Oh, oh no! Oh no! Come back, Lokamai. You know what just happened? I tried to. She still had her screen share up in the background of uh hold on. That was funny. She's probably like, "What just happened? Why did I get kicked?" Listen, so here's what happened. So your screen share was still up. Your screen share was still up down in the background. So I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna remove this from the studio. That way I don't."
your fault. I'm like, what did I do? Did I kick my? No, I'm cutting stickers is what I'm doing. What did I do? It's all
It's
your fault.
hilarious. Oh
All your
no.
fault, girl. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See the rumor mills that I start up. Like, okay, should I send them a message and let them know in chat that I'm on my way back, or do I just go right back in? Or
That was hilarious. No, your little
that was
screen share
great.
from the pictures at the beginning, were
Exactly.
still up, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just boot that so that I don't click the wrong one whenever I'm going to." Yeah, no.
You click the exactly.
Oh, I'm fired. See, I was just bragging about myself. That's what happens.
See, that's
Mhm.
exactly what happens. Exactly. That was great. That was great.
Alright. That's okay.
Oh
I
my
needed a
gosh.
little
Yeah.
bit of levity there
We
for a
needed,
second.
yeah, we needed it. And yeah, my face, if you guys had seen my face, had to be hilarious. So yeah.
Get
Okay,
get
Mamta.
lost, Seal. Go tap out, go to sleep.
Uh-huh. She always has this
Ridiculous.
excuse called sleep. I'm like, come on, it's
Ridiculous.
only 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Get it right. You
Mhm.
don't need to go to sleep yet.
You know what? And it's so funny because she was like, "Who's Nadia?" like 53 times before this live, and I was like, "You'll find out during the
You'll find
live." And
out.
now she's going to bed before she ever finds
Not
out.
gonna ever find out. No, no.
Bye. All right. So here
Because
we go. So we're
yeah, yeah,
we're gonna
go
move
for it.
on to Mamta's case. Mamta, for those of you guys who may not be familiar, which I don't know how you would not be familiar because I've been covering it. And I know that Lokamai has covered it as well,
Exactly.
and most of you guys are from here. So
Yeah.
anyway, so she was missing in Manassas Park, Virginia. She went missing on sometime between July 27th and August 1st. They did eventually arrest her husband, and in relation to her disappearance. Um, we're going to go through some of the updates. They are officially issuing the warrant for his Google data, which basically that could include, his location data, his phone contacts. Oh my gosh, my brain just went complete. Anything that is in his cloud, all of those types of things. And so, yeah, there's that. So let me hit play on this.
He's got an NFL offer.
This is something, this
Oh,
data that
yes.
they're requesting, it does take a little bit longer than some of the other things. So we know that they have been searching based off of the Tesla that he
dive into the
drives and the different locations that his Tesla may have gone. The
Right.
Google data will give us more indications as far as the cell phones, where those cell phones may have traveled. So maybe to pinpoint and narrow in on locations a little bit deeper in that aspect. So let me
Got it.
just hit
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. The moment I heard the Lexus, I was like, he does not realize how much is going to be coming through that Lexus.
Tesla. Yeah, but yeah, for sure.
Tesla. I did it again. Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I booted you.
Exactly. It's funny because my brother has a Tesla. My sister-in-law has a Lexus. So I do that all the time. It never fails. So, but the Tesla has so much more fun, especially at Christmas when you turn on their Christmas lights. They do music and lights popping up, and oh, it's so cool. This year I'll have to
Wait,
record that.
inside of the car? Like, does it?
No, seriously, you can get
For
out of the
real?
car, you hit a couple buttons on your phone, and they actually start playing a song, and all of the lights start flickering different times. Okay, it's almost like a whole planned. I have last year's. I'll have to look, and if I do, I'll share it with you. It's
Oh, that's
so
cool.
they do. Christmas
Very cool.
lights.
All right, so let's see what they have to say. Yeah, in the bushes, he's definitely scum. He is definitely scum. And the level of scumminess may actually be escalating based off of this stuff that includes Nadia, which is actually one of the friends who has been kind of, I don't want to say she's not necessarily the one who started the investigation, but she certainly has put herself at the front of the media. Um,
Yeah.
if you look up any of the news broadcasts or any of the searches and things like that, she just certainly makes sure that she is standing in front of absolutely every camera that has ever been filmed in this case, pretty much. So
And you do have to start looking at behavior. Behavior matters.
for sure. So let's see what this has to say.
the case of missing Manassas Park mother, Mamta Kafle Bhatt. Police are still searching for her some 7 weeks after she was last seen, and her husband is heading to trial in connection to her disappearance. Now, prosecutors are working to piece together where he was. 7 News reporter Rebecca Turco joining me in the studio tonight. Rebecca, police have been working to get GPS data and internet search histories.
And authorities actually sent this lengthy search warrant to Google for that data. A former U.S. attorney tells me this could make for strong evidence for the prosecution. Manassas Park police served Google a search warrant last month.
I just want to say, like, I'm very frustrated with this police department right now, and it has nothing to do with like their investigation that they're doing currently. However, we have requested the documents surrounding this case multiple times. And like literally Seal has been on the phone with them and they're like,
Yeah.
we are not releasing any documents. Like nothing is going to be coming out. And every time they say that, like literally she
It's
just called them. Next thing you know, they're on the news. But then we can call them again and they're like, no, 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 you cannot have no documents. And I'm like, which one is it? Give me the documents. I want to
yeah,
see it.
exactly. How are these others getting
How are
documents?
the news
Yeah.
media do? Yeah. Why are they able to
Only
get
if
it?
you're a big news media.
Maybe, but see, the thing about it is though, like she does have like her private investigator's license,
Mhm.
so she
Yeah.
is able to request things that even normal citizens can't request, and they're like, no, nope, you're not getting that.
Interesting.
So anyway,
Really
sorry, that was just
interesting.
my
Yeah.
little rant for a second.
It's a sleuth
Requesting
rant.
things like location and browsing history for Naresh Bhatt, right around the time his wife Mamta Kafle Bhatt disappeared.
Looks like the prosecution is methodically building the timeline to show really minute by minute where he was and where she was.
John Fishwick is a former U.S. attorney for the Western District of Virginia. Now he does criminal defense.
The Google search warrant will get really, really precise location data for where Mr. Bhatt was.
According to the criminal complaint, police are accusing Naresh of murdering Mamta, but the 37-year-old is just charged with concealing her body, which still hasn't been found. The 20-page search warrant to Google also requests Naresh's account information, including any linked social media accounts, as well as his Google search history and map search history between July 27th and August 1st. The affidavit states his Google account has location-specific data pertinent to the discovery of Miss Kafle's whereabouts. In court last month, prosecutors pointed to Google searches made on Naresh's work laptop, including a search in April for how long does it take to get married after your spouse dies.
I think the powerful side of a Google search is people know, well, you're trying to look something up, you're worried about something you did, what are going to be the consequences? Defendant will say, well, I didn't do that search, or I didn't have my phone at that time. Somebody else had my phone at that time. But that's a real challenge to make.
John says this is
I'm not gonna lie though, there have been times that I've had my husband's phone that I've definitely Google searched some pretty questionable things. Because I'll
Yes.
be like talking to somebody and not want to close the windows that I'm
Yeah.
on my phone.
Mhm.
So then I'll be like, let me see your phone real quick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I've
there's
done
been
that.
times that, yeah, I don't, or my phone's in the other room and mom's is right next to me. And I'm like, can I borrow? Yeah, totally.
just one more piece of the puzzle as police work to gather more evidence in time. Prosecutors have pointed to what appears to be pools of blood cleaned up in the Bhatt's home and a history of domestic abuse. The defense is arguing they don't know where Mamta is, that she could still be alive.
Challenge for the defense will be how much forensic evidence does the Commonwealth have? You know, if you have to just answer for Google searches, perhaps that's enough to say there's reasonable doubt here, but they're going to have precise geolocation, which means where you are on this earth, and they'll have a detailed timeline tracking his location.
Now, Naresh is due back in court Thursday for another hearing. Police are asking anyone who's had contact with him between July 28th and August 5th to come forward.
So just recently, they had received a tip from a person who came forward, and it did lead to more searches, but unfortunately, she still was not located. Mm, I always find it interesting whenever the defense teams always try to be like, well, they're not deceased, they're just
Yeah.
missing. Um, especially whenever they know that there's blood evidence. And I mean, there was a lot of blood
Lot
evidence
of blood.
inside of this home.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll be
Yeah.
waiting on the DNA though to prove that it's hers, and then to prove if it was enough to
To mean that
actually
she could not survive.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
you read my mind.
exactly.
I'm getting to
No.
that point of the night where my brain is starting to be like, okay,
Uh, but
should have went to bed with you.
unfortunately, that's the case you run into. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
doing Misha's. I hate to bring up her name again, but that's the reason why, even though they have not found her body yet, it's like there's enough evidence in the house that no one's walking out of that house under their own strength.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So in this case, somebody had actually put together a timeline. I super appreciate this person. So in December of 2020 is when they got married. Their baby was born in August of 23, and September 1st they moved into their new house. He purchased their Tesla on September the 3rd. On February 24th, Naresh took her phone and drained the bank accounts. Police were called to the house for the allegation of disorderly conduct. Mamta changed her mind about filing charges once they arrived. Friend number one, coworker or manager at work, noticed that Mamta came to work with bruises on her face. Mamta, or friend number one, offered her a place to live. Mamta stayed with her for a week. Her friend did at that point get her a new phone. So February 6th through the 16th, she was seeking advice from the Facebook group on navigating separation and retaining custody of her baby. Around this same time, it was said that Naresh was starting to look for a replacement wife, essentially. Um, and so that was something that I found
Yeah.
interesting. So February 18th, Naresh's mom returned to Nepal. April of 2024, he performed internet searches on his work laptop that said, how long does it take to get married after your spouse dies? And what happens, died spouse? Saturday, July 27th, Mamta was last seen at her workplace, and an unknown black sedan picked her up. Now, the defense team is trying to allege that this black sedan who picked her up is the person who took off with her, essentially. Um, However, that does not work with what they're saying, because at that point, she did speak with her mom on video chat
Mhm.
that next morning, or I'm sorry, I believe actually the morning of the 29th. Well, it would have been the morning for the mom, but it was evening for
The
Momta,
Mamta.
and it was a video chat. So they seen her; she was at home.
Exactly.
So, July 28th, Mamta calls her friend, number two, a couple of times, but she was asleep. Friend number two got a call from someone she met at Mamta's baby shower, assuming friend number one or three, and she asked if she knew where Mamta was. So, this right here, this friend number two that they're referring to in this timeline, is actually the Nadia that we're going to be discussing in just a moment. And so, allegedly, Mamta had called her two times on July 28th. There are a lot of questions surrounding her and Nadia's relationship from a lot of people in the public. At this point, people are questioning if it was actually Mamta who tried to call her friend, or if Naresh could have been using her phone to reach out to the friend instead. Naresh does have a fake Facebook account that he uses, and Nadia just happens to be the only friend on that fake Facebook account. So there have been some allegations that there could be some type of connection between Naresh and Nadia, who, like I said, she really did take the forefront of the media and the visual side of things whenever it came to the search for Mamta. Now, how much she actually physically did is questionable. Some people have alleged that she only showed up for the searches long enough for the cameras and to do her little news snippets and interviews, and then actually did not stay for the searches, or that she was consistently trying to reschedule them or cancel them on short notice, things like that. Um, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right.
I wasn't searching. I can't tell you if that's true or not. I can just go based off of the different Facebook posts.
Right.
So, so on July 28th, he was in Baltimore all day and he returned home late that night. The last TikTok of their baby was posted on July 28th as well. So, friend number three, which is a relative in New York, has a message exchange with Mamta about a housewarming invite. On July 29th at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard, Mamta spoke with her mom, via video call that night for 15 minutes, but did not call her mom the next morning. That was an immediate red flag for mom.
Right. Right. Exactly. Elizabeth, you've got a good point there. Okay. Searching that your young wife, okay, remarrying after she dies, not after she just, okay, divorces you or something like that. But the specific word, yeah, that's a red flag. Big time.
Hmm. Who did he visit on the Sunday? I honestly could not tell you. I just know that he was in Baltimore. They don't say where. Says that he went to visit some female, possibly who? I mean, we don't know. We honestly just have no clue. So he was seen buying the knives at Walmart. Tuesday, July 30th is believed is when he killed her, either late Monday night and into Tuesday morning. Bought the knives at Walmart on Tuesday. On Wednesday, he was seen buying the cleaning supplies, including carpet cleaner, Lysol, Febreze, Glade plug-in air fresheners. He says later in that interview that they ate spinach together that night. On Thursday, August 1st, Momta's coworkers requested the wellness check after she didn't show up for work. Thursday, August 1st, her phone pinged in Loudoun County near a body of water. At the same time, Naresh's phone was not connected to a network for 2 hours. He also was at a cafe on that day in the same vicinity, per credit card records. On Friday, August 2nd, police went to the house for a wellness check. On Saturday, August 3rd, Momta's phone calls Naresh's and was the last activity of her phone. So I thought for sure that whenever they said that her phone pinged near a body of water, that it was going to be when he like threw her phone into a body
Yeah.
of water. But apparently not. And so on August 5th is when he finally reported her missing. August 6th, the police arrived and they seen that her clothes are missing as well as her passport, green card, or Naresh says that her clothes are missing, her passport and her green card and social security card. Like he was trying to make it look like she ran off.
Right. Ran off. Yeah.
August 7th, he posted that she was missing. He did the awkward interview that we've watched a couple times on August the 14th. He put out the statement, or sorry, police put out the statement about the wellness check on August the 15th. And let's see, he sold his Tesla on August the 19th to CarMax. And he did the interview with the guy outside of the vehicle on Tuesday the 20th. And then on Tuesday the 20th, Naresh allowed her friends to enter the home for the baby's first celebration. No photos were allowed and they had to stay on the first floor. So he actually had people over for a birthday party.
Right.
Crazy to me. So August 21st is when police went and did the search of the home and they found all of the things. And he was arrested on August the 22nd.
What was the
Since,
reason why they couldn't go to the second floor? Did he give them any?
I mean, they don't have it listed here, why he wouldn't allow them to go to the second floor. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
honestly sure. I don't recall seeing any specific post about that. Um, but yeah, I mean, we
Interesting.
know why
That.
he didn't let them go to the second floor.
Exactly. Exactly. And also, it isn't, well, you can see, especially with the first birthday, okay, he's having the first birthday. If he didn't invite anyone over for that, that would be another red flag right there.
Mhm.
So, but then he created more red flags without, yeah. Anyhow, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And so, the friend. So I want to show you guys who the friend is. You guys, if you have been following this case, may have seen her, like I said, um, on the different news reports and things like that, because she has been heavily involved in in doing the media side of things. Now, does that make her necessarily involved with the husband? No. I personally, I don't know. I don't know her enough to know her personality or to know the circumstances behind it. Is is there things that give red flags? Absolutely. I mean, could she possibly have been involved? Sure. But I want to point you guys back to Kylie Rodney's case. And there was the friend in Kylie Rodney's case who stepped up and did all
Yes.
of the media, and everybody went
True.
crazy attacking her because they
Yep.
were just so sure that that poor girl, and I'm not going to say her name because she is a, or well, she was a
She's
minor at
mine.
that point. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
she
she is
was.
still, but
Yeah, good
um,
question. But yeah.
it just it just is one of those situations where I feel like we always have to have someone to hate in every case, and because he's already arrested, there's nobody left to hate. And so, of course, as the public needing somebody at the end of our pitchfork at all given times,
Yeah.
of course, we're gonna hate the person who also is outspoken in this case.
Yeah, exactly. No, that makes total sense there. So I've completely forgotten about Kylie's case and that girl.
Mm,
Yeah.
you should try to wash that one out of your memory
Oh
too.
my God. Yes, totally. Totally. Yeah.
Hey, Nadia, you
Let me
spoke to
just share
her, I
this.
guess, on weekly, every 10-day basis, correct?
Yes, and the last time I spoke to her was, or I heard from her was July 28th.
July 28th. So we know she was alive July 28th. Good gravy. It's August 14th. So you heard not, oh, hey, while I've got you, Nadia, tell me about her schedule. What kind of shifts was she working at the hospital?
So I know she was actually working part-time. She was working twice a week. And I think they were normally like 12-hour shifts.
So 12 hours per shift. I know she and her husband were passing off who was going to be with the baby and who was going to go to work. He's apparently an IT guru. So speaking of the husband, listen.
As police pull up to the home, husband
An IT guru, but left
Guru.
all this IT information. What an idiot.
Exactly. Totally. Totally. Exactly. And
Oh, man. So
oh,
she's gonna talk to a
yes.
couple different people. I just wanted you guys to see who exactly Nadia is. So Nadia also is the person who was running the Find Mamta Facebook page, and she started the first GoFundMe that took place for Mamta. Now, unfortunately, since then, she has gotten, like I said, a lot of scrutiny. They have actually gone to the point where they have created a Facebook page, um, about her. It's literally her friends' critics. That's literally what they do. She did take down the Find Mamta page. She has taken down her own personal page. From what I understand, they are really looking into, could there possibly be a connection between her and Naresh? And I understand, the thought process, and I understand
Right.
why they're feeling that way. There have been searchers that have come out and said, about her not actually attending the searches, just being there long enough for the um
Thanos.
for the cameras and things like that. I mean, there's this post here. She did that GoFundMe for the searches allegedly, but then she was making everybody who was there pay for things. And so she was not using the GoFundMe monies in the way that she claimed she was allegedly. And so there's been a lot of things about that. But the other thing is they have gone to the point now where they have this. Let me pull this up here.
Harassing. See, my thing is, I think they have every right in the world because you know what? There's part of me that's like, and all that. But I think the problem is we always seem to find ourselves crossing lines into a harassment side.
Right.
And even though I do, yeah, trust me, this
No, I get it. I
I wonder
I
on this
totally
case
see
too.
what you're saying. Like there is red flags, right? I'm not gonna. I,
Yeah.
I guess more like kind of like orange flags or like pink
Yes.
flags. Pink. We'll go with
Right.
pink since she likes pink a lot. There are pink flags in
Yeah.
this situation. But
Right.
really, I think that the pink flags is probably more so about the fact that she is enjoying the attention. She is enjoying the spotlight. She enjoyed being the person that everybody was like, "Oh, thank God for Nadia." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But does
Exactly.
that mean that she was involved in unaliving Mamta?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. And
Just yeah.
some people like attention. They just love the attention. And you know what? To be honest, there's probably some level of enjoying the negative attention also because it's still attention. And but I think we just in general, we tend to cross lines that we need to realize no. Okay, we can suspect something, but there's a difference between suspicion and guilt. And yeah,
Oh, for sure. And so they have gone to the point now though where they have made a 26-page document. They are going to I don't know what their intentions are with this. I mean, they obviously had somebody professional draft it up. It's done in a lawyer type format about the misappropriation of the funds from the GoFundMe campaign. Whenever it comes right down to it, there has been
mhm,
bickering about the GoFundMe's ever since it was declared that Mamta is deceased. People wanted the GoFundMe to go to Mamta's baby. She was saying, "Well, Mamta hasn't been found yet. You know, we have this so that we can have money to search for her and things like that." Now, I will say that I do agree, however, with some of the complaints about the GoFundMe because some of the different update posts that she has put on this GoFundMe are honestly they're just mind-blowing, and, uh, I don't understand what she was thinking, obviously, whenever she first found out that Mamta was deceased, she had immediately said that the monies would all go to the baby, and people
right.
want her to hold her word for that.
Get to it.
You know, you can't say something like that and then take it back. Well, she did, and they have screenshots of that. The other thing was she had her car break down or something happened to her car, and she had posted an update saying about, like, using the GoFundMe to pay for her car repairs or something along those lines,
No.
and so I can see where people are like, "Hey, you
Yeah.
know, you misrepresented what you were gonna use these donations for. You, told us that it was gonna be for one thing, and it's completely not, uh,
Okay.
and it's not being used for its intended purpose, and they want the GoFundMe shut down. They want people to be refunded that want refunded, and all those things, but they have every single screenshot, for every single update that she has done throughout. And it's a roller coaster. It really is. But so this is where I was saying earlier with the GoFundMe that we shared at the beginning of this live.
Right.
They were very clear.
Yes.
This is for their bills. This is for the time off work that they were taking, things like that. Nadia, not so much.
Yeah.
She said it like in the efforts of the search at first, and then it just went roller coaster ride from there for all of the different uses, for all
Right.
of the different things she was claiming. People were still donating throughout, but people had who had donated in the beginning, or
Yes.
had ran and donated after she said it was going to go to the baby.
Right.
Right? She said that, and then she took it back, and she had a massive influx of donations
Mhm.
whenever
They said it
she.
was go to the baby.
Mhm. And then
Yeah.
she took that back.
And
So
that's the problem, okay, and I think a lot of times when you have especially a GoFundMe that starts off and you're thinking you're gonna get to something small, a couple thousand, and then it becomes huge, and,
right,
what you promise at the beginning is what you need to be sticking with. If you're gonna go changing plans or something like that, okay, then you've gotta figure out some way to address that because whoever donated based off of what was written initially, that's what they were expecting.
right.
And some people like me, whatever. But
Yeah.
I will say at the same time, okay, using it for your car or something like that would be enough to raise my eyebrows
Could
and
you
be like,
imagine?
yeah,
Like, "Oh, all
exactly.
this money is gonna go to the baby except for the $500 that I needed for my car."
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
like, I just, no. So I
And
understand.
I get it. It takes money when you're okay, it's like I was saying at the beginning, printing out posters. Okay, I've gone through a couple, okay, inkjet stuff. And but that's my choice.
Right.
We make the choice to use our car, okay, and use gas or to use StreamYard to have these are things we choose.
Mhm.
And if you're going to go sit, especially if you're going to say the money is going to go towards surviving family of some sort, and then they changed. Yeah, they
Mhm.
have every right to be upset. That's just my thought. But does that mean that she's guilty of being behind something or being someone connected with? No, we have to watch that. That's crossing into harassment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. I mean, we're at a situation where, okay, is she probably not the person who should have started the GoFundMe, and she's maybe not mature enough or responsible enough to actually do what needs to be done, or who knows, maybe she's seen dollar signs and got a little greedy, whatever it
Yeah,
is. But does that mean that
yeah,
she is aware or participated in the unaliving of Mamta or helped cover up? I think that's too far of a stretch. I
yeah.
really
You
do.
got it. You got it. And Maya was
Like
saying yes
looking
because I
for the
want to
link.
donate for
Yeah.
Madison's mom. You posted, so I was confused. And that's the thing. I think part of it is us understanding when we donate money, it's like when we give a gift to someone for their Christmas gift or a birthday gift. We don't know what they're going to use it for, and we have to be willing to some degree of recognizing that it's a gift. Um, I can tell you everything I'm seeing right now with Madison's family is the truth. Okay, they didn't set this up. It was actually set up by a family friend, but I personally didn't even want to share the link until I was able to verify with her family that it was real. And
Right.
they are saying that it is going to go towards, as Lou said, it's going to go
Yep.
towards
They're being
wills
upfront.
also. Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly. And you know what? Transparency, there's a lot to say about transparency. It'll get you
Mhm.
so much further. So, yeah, I would
1000%.
still. Yeah. And thank you for considering doing it, Amaya. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. So didn't some of the money go to get her family here and put them up? No. So the community, the Nepali community, and this is something that we kind of touched on in the past, I think. The
Mhm.
Nepali community had started a separate GoFundMe from Nadia because they felt like things were not being handled appropriately. And so, I mean, can we say that they were wrong? I don't know. But they felt that things were being handled appropriately. They wanted to make sure that the family had the money to get here, to stay here as long as it's going to need to take, in order to take the baby home with them. The issue is they're going to be in a custody battle with this man who is behind bars until he is formally convicted. He has the right to keep custody of his child.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
looking at 18 months potentially that he could be in a custody battle with them before they're able to take her home. And then on the other side of things, you have other family members of his that if they are United States citizens will actually get
Mhm.
rights before they do.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a battle. So they wanted to make sure that the funds were there for this family while they're incurring those battles, but also to make sure that that the trust. Sorry, I couldn't think.
Right.
They were setting up trust for the baby
Oh,
afterwards.
okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
for the
So money
excess,
for her and her future. Yeah.
right,
Exactly.
and the
So,
community themselves are the ones handling the funds. Like, they're not just handing it all over to the family, the mom and the brother, and being like, "Hey, here you go."
right.
Um,
Exactly.
so
No,
But
they
from what
want
I
it there
understand,
for
on
her.
September 10th, the family does have custody of the baby. The mom does have custody of the baby at that point, like
Okay.
mom's his mom. So
Okay. Got it.
that's the last update that I've seen, anyways.
Right. Right. And
Not
they are
custody, but
still
yeah,
here in the US. They can't leave until all that
correct,
gets solved. Yeah. Okay.
correct. So, but that's kind of all of the updates. Sorry, it's long live today.
Oh, well, there's a lot going on out there, right? It seems like there's either a lot going on or nothing going on. And we're kind of in
Hmm.
the middle of a lot going. I know I've been watching, I was telling you before, um, Grizzly's videos with all about Maddie. Matt Soto.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden I'm like, wait, there's two Maddies out there right now in my head. So, but yeah, there's a lot going on out there. So, yeah.
yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
yeah.
So, I mean, and that's my thing is with my schedule right now, like I've been behind on doing updates. I mean, I still have to I want to do a video about Oh gosh, hold on, my brain just froze for a second. Um, oh, her face is on my
Go
brain, but
look
I
at
can't think of her
yours.
name.
I'm looking at
This one.
heading over to your channel.
This one right here.
Ah, you're pulling it up right now.
Here it is.
Would help.
Madalena. I could not.
And
My brain was
oh, the other Mad. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Madalena's
that's
mom fled the country. Did you hear about this?
no.
She got out of jail the other day. Well, I guess it's been a couple weeks ago now. She got released from jail and already left the country. So she's
How
gone.
the hell
She's gone,
did
gone. Yep.
it's like how the hell is she allowed to do that? Wouldn't they realize that's the first thing she would oh my
Yep. She literally what they could not hold her in jail anymore. She served her time for the things that they were able to convict her on.
God.
And she left prison and immediately hopped on a plane and went to Europe right off the bat. So Europe is an extradite country, but I'm sure she's not there
Yes.
anymore. You know what I
Finding
mean?
her depending
I
on
mean,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Europe's
don't
connected to everything. So flying into Europe doesn't mean that she's still in Europe.
right.
So
Exactly, exactly. And
yeah.
I get that they can only hold her for certain reasons, but you would know she's at super high risk of fleeing.
Yep.
Oh,
And I get so frustrated with this case because Madalena is one of the children that I have covered that I honest to God believe that Madalena is alive and well somewhere.
yeah,
Similar
yeah.
to my thoughts and feelings on Sebastian Rogers. I
Sebastian.
also think Sebastian is alive and well somewhere.
Yeah,
But I think it's a matter of finding them.
yeah,
In
yeah.
Sebastian's case, I think he left on his own accord. In Madalena's case, I really think that her mom hid her somewhere.
I
And
think
so,
so
did
too.
she fly to a country that she potentially had Madalena taken out to? It's possible.
That's where my initial thought was as soon as you said that is Maddie, yeah, Madalena already there, and now they connect up. It'll be interesting to see, is law enforcement gonna try to track her down, or do they just give up? Yeah, Romania.
Yeah, she probably went back to Romania.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So, but
definitely.
all this stuff, there is, yeah, maybe
Wow.
they're together now. It's one of those situations though, like it's so frustrating because if she sent her daughter away, she could have just told the police that and not been in jail for a year. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and so instead of we chose prison, what was she so scared of? That's what kills me. Because there had to have been something that was that she's that terrified of that she needed to hide her daughter
Right,
from, that she
right.
was willing to go to jail for.
And where is that fear? Is the fear connected to him? If so, then is she willing to speak up now that she's not in the country, especially if Madalena is with her, so that the search can stop and we stop sinking money? Okay, because to be honest, all these searches do use up a lot of
Oh,
time
for
and
sure.
money of law enforcement. So will she step up, or is the fear somewhere else?
Right. Well,
Hmm,
so there were allegations of like trafficking and drugs and things like that,
right,
that were connected to their home. Allegations, again, no
right.
proven. But if that's the case, could she have gotten into exactly an international crime situation?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So it's really mind blowing. It's really hard to say, but yeah, she hopped that plane quick. Well, I guess I just did the update, so now
Gosh.
I don't have to do it.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I can add that to Fridays and all that. Oh my God.
Yep, yep, yep. So, but anyways, guys, I thank you all so much for hanging out for the last 2 hours. Please, if you have not hit the like button, do so and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I'm going to plug Libby's Shopify one more time, just in case
Yes.
you guys are interested in picking up any of the Shopify's. Again, that does not support my channel. That is something that goes directly to her. If you guys are interested in supporting this channel, please consider becoming a member. Super chats, cash apps, things like that can go to either myself or Locomai. Locomai also has a channel. Here is her link one more time. Please go over there, subscribe, and do all the things.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah. All the stuff that we do one at a time. How many times I'll be showing a video here and I'm like, oh, I haven't hit the thumbs up on this, so I do it real quickly.
absolutely. So, and
To my dear.
don't just subscribe with your own name. I mean, grab your family's phone, your neighbor's phone,
Exactly.
subscribe with all of them.
Just take the phone of anyone that you do those weird searches for on Google. Use that sub. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. All right. I love you guys. I will
You have a
talk to
good
you
night.
all later. Thank you,
Good night,
Lokamai.
all.
Bye.
Bye bye.
It's not gonna go.
Of
We'll
course it
just
won't
keep
go. Say bye
getting
bye.
better.